Good morning, everybody. And that is the short intro for this morning because we have so very much to talk about. I want to say hello to Gary Banjo Sandwich Worthington, Larry Company, Mr. Butt Crack Media. Good morning. Chris Persia, the Wrench of Wrenches, is here. Good morning to you. Adega Outlaw, the mad doctor of disaster and destruction. And speaking of mad, Mark the Infinitely Angry is here, ladies and gentlemen. He is the mad wrench of Valhalla. He's the one who breaks shit constantly because he's angry. He's angry. Old Gamer 72 Cutlass, good morning. Good morning. Mary's Game Room, what is up, Mary's Game Room? Good morning. How are you doing? So good to see you. Snorted Poops Cuber is here, my favorite polar bear on YouTube. Mary's Game Room, good morning. Captain Fandom Nerd, what is up, brother? Good morning. Snorted Poops Cuber, my favorite polar bear on YouTube. Keely Chow, Roll Tide, brother. How are you doing? Good morning. Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000. You're the best, brother. Good morning. How are you doing? Brandon, good to see you here. Daryl the Derelict says, greetings, programs. What is up, Daryl? How are you doing, guys? If you aren't subscribed to Daryl the Derelict, go over there and check him out. Make sure you are subscribed, ring that bell. Good morning, brother. It's good to see you. Southern Viking, Larry, good morning. Good morning, guys. It is good to see you. Gun Bunny, what is up, Gun Bunny? Good to see you here. Where's Psychodorp 9? I don't see him yet. Maybe he's here. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe I missed him. Who knows? But if you're out there, brother, Psychodorp 9, what is up? Yes, good morning, my friend. Hopefully you're out there. Dave G Sound, what is up? Orbital Nation, what's up, PJ? He says he's AFK. Good morning, my friend. And NB Geeks Bar and Grow, since a $10 super chat. First thing this morning says preemptive strike always gutted me. Her look at Riker and Picard, look at that. Yes, tells him finally they got closure. I always saw her as a Picard's daughter. It was her. Good morning. Okay, so I'm just going to put up the spoiler banner.
Yep.
Spoilers coming soon. Track. That's not the spoiler banner. Mexican Iron Man. What are you doing?
Go jump out of a window, Brownie, and cut my grass.
Oh my! Breaking news research indicates unfavorable. Yeah. Messing with my spoiler ticker. Good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I hope you've had a great week. It's been a crazy week here in Valhalla. We didn't get to do 7 Kinds of Mischief with Dega Outlaw last night because of internet troubles. We are missing a panel member this morning. Dave Bob is not here because Louisiana and Texas both got some absolutely horrendous, terrible storms last night, and his internet is down. So hopefully we will get him back tonight. I'm not sure if he will be back or not, but hopefully he will. Happy Dinosaur 8K. Good morning, Bush McFadden. What is up, my friend? Good to see you here. Very good to see you here. Let's Nick. What is up? Nick from Echo Base Networks is here, and he says row not to. Man, that was some crazy stuff. That was some absolutely crazy stuff. And he also says, Picard, let me see if I can put that up on the ticker because I really want to get that up there. Where is it? There it is, right there. That right there, ladies and gentlemen. Picard season 3. Mando season 3.
Just shows you how far Star Wars has fallen.
Who would have ever thought that? If you would have told me 2 years ago after watching the first season of Picard that season 3 is going to knock your socks off, and season 3 of Mando, you're going to be like, what in the hell are they doing? I would have said you were absolutely insane. But no, you right there, Nick. I completely agree with you. I completely and totally agree with you. Let me see if I can get that skull up on the I'm scrolling. There we go. Preemptive strike always gutted me. Her look at Riker and Picard look at the end when Riker had to tell him finally they got closure. I always saw her as if Picard had a daughter. It was her. Yeah. No, absolutely. And we never got closure. What happened to Ro? Did Ro die fighting the Cardassians? Did Ro die when the Dominion came in and killed all of the Maquis, almost all of the Maquis? You had a handful of Maquis left, and you had the Maquis in the Delta Quadrant on Voyager, and that was it. So we never knew what happened, and we're going to find out what happened in this episode. So let's right off the bat, let's welcome the panel. Ryan Roger Athay is to the right of me. He's the guy that's like, "Hey everybody, it's me, Ryan Roger Athay. How y'all doing today?" He's the one waving. He's the waver. He's like Granny in the Beverly Hillbillies. "How y'all doing? I'm waving by. Y'all come back now." He's the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Roger Athay. How are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing well, Loki. It's great to be here on this show with you and all the wonderful people on this panel. Loki's only saying that, folks, because, if ever I can't get a guest on a show, I'll just pretend to sound like them, and then we can have a good conversation. So that's only during desperate times. But yes, I was going to try and trick Loki that I was Arwyn. Change the name, change the banner, and say, "Hey, y'all, it's me, Arwyn Avalon. Here's all the sausages and box wine."
It's not bad. It's really not bad.
Yeah, but the problem is, Ryan, you chose the wrong panelist because the lore behind Arwyn is just too much to remember. I'm just saying.
I drink box wine out of a silly straw.
Maybe I can pretend to sound like 24. "Hey, y'all."
No, man, you gotta go deeper. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, 24/7, bringing this shit to you live and blowing shit up day by day. We're just gonna blow this whole motherfucker up right now. You gotta go deeper. Did I get it right? 24. 24. Almost. There you go. Almost. You almost.
He was judging you. He was writing it down, writing your score down.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, let me think about this for a minute."
You gotta get it lower, like that one singer. Yeah, what's up, baby? I'm gonna
very wide territory.
Very wide.
Yeah.
We should have a show called 24/7 in which everyone is 24/7 Fusion Media.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
And of course, to the right of Ryan is the one and only, the drinker of box wine and the hooter of owls. She's got teats, y'all. Teats up. Teats up for the lady, Arwyn Avalon. Everybody get your teats up. It's like we raise them up like lighters at a concert. We raise them up and we light them hooters. So
good morning, y'all. Good morning. I'm a little shell-shocked this morning after this episode, but I'm here and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this.
So when are we gonna get it's teat time with Arwyn Avalon?
I say one thing one time. God.
Well, that's the charm, y'all.
Even during the stream last night, when I was on Ryan's, Sensei was in the chat, and he's the keeper of the lore, right? And he's like, "Oh my God, there's so much. I resign. I can't keep up." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you missed the teats conversation."
Even my buddy Happy Dino AK is getting into things. Teats up.
Dino.
Teats up. God. Hooters up, y'all. Hooters up. Raise them teats to the roof. Below me is the one and only rambling Canuck from History with R&R. Good morning, my friend. How are you doing?
Well, I gotta say this. Top of the morning, you Irish bastards. It's St. Patty's Day.
Yes, it is.
Anyway. St. Patty's Day. Oh, top of the morning there to you, my friend. How are you doing? Oh, Jesus, it's preserve us. My drink's missing. Someone took my fucking drink. Saints be preserve us. Any Irish out there, you can relax. Loki's one of you. Loki has some Irish in him. So when he does this, don't call the SJW, the police. Don't cancel Loki for talking like this. Saints be.
Yeah. But not doing too bad. And I was very glad that Ryan was wrong, that we didn't get an entire episode of Cringe Master 5000.
I wish she was killed by wolf. Spoiler.
I knew he wasn't dead. To the right of Rambling Canuck is the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who talks like this, yo. He gets that deep voice, man. And he's like Barry Manilow, coming to you live 24/7. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How's it going, man?
It is going. It is going. Crazy morning, crazy day yesterday, but it is going.
Yeah, man. I'm just shit, man. I'm happy to be here, man. It was actually a better episode than was that episode 3, I guess. So yeah, man. This one's pretty this one's a lot better, man. So I'm, glad I had a chance to watch it, with everybody, and looking forward to discussing it with the chat, man, and the rest of y'all. So
oh, yeah. Good morning to some of the stragglers coming in. Good morning, Laura B. Thank you so very much for being here. It is good to see you. Laura B hangs out over on E-Hackers channel. She's one of the wrenches over there. Good morning. It's good to see you. Thank you. Leia Rose is here, the magnificent Leia Rose. She's got a lightsaber, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mess with her.
Is that a euphemism? I don't know.
Barry Manilow, you mean Barry White? Yes. Did I say Manilow? Oops.
I said Barry White.
Yeah. Well, Loki, when you said Manilow, I kind of looked over to the side like, Cabana? Huh? I sound like I could do Coca Cabana. I love that damn song. Boy, you put some drink and some green in my hand, and you put that song on, I'm fucking dancing.
Coco Cabana.
He's everyone's guilty pleasure.
Did anybody ever see a movie called Duets? If you haven't, and I wouldn't be surprised if you had.
Well, I think I own it and never seen it.
Well, you need to check it out. Let me get this damn dude's name. So there's some really cool, if you like karaoke, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the very, very, very best karaoke movies you will ever see. So it's got Huey Lewis, Gwyneth Paltrow, Paul Giamatti, Andre Bauer. Let's see. Some of the big names, though, that are in the concert at the beginning of the movie, it doesn't have on here. Of course, it doesn't have on here. So, who's that damn guy that sounds like Frank Sinatra?
Oh,
Bublé. Bublé, right?
Is it
Michael Bublé? But one of the comedians, big guy, huge guy, reminds me of Fat Steven. He's James at the end, Gordon? And he's singing Coco Cabana. And every time I see that, all I can think of is fat guy in a little coat, because he's in this Hawaiian shirt that's like literally almost bursting at the buttons. And he's like, Coco Cabana. And he's like swinging, like teetering on the edge of falling over because he's like a big egg. It's like, the egg that fell over that the king had to put back together. You're just like, damn, dude, you fall over and that's it. It's over. Quit. Earth
is gone, man.
Quit swinging, buddy, because you're gonna fall over and you're gonna break. But yeah, if you haven't seen the movie Duets, anyway, we're not here to talk about duets. We're here to talk about Star Trek Picard, episode 5 of season 3, Imposter. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay. Let's get the cat out of the bag. Spoilers, tags up. We're getting into it this morning. Ro Laren makes her return, and I had heard through a couple of different people that I cannot name that Ro Laren was coming back, and so I was just kind of like waiting. When's Ro coming back? When's Ro? I want to see Ro. Let's see if this is true. And boom, here she is. Episode 5. Our girl's back. But is it her, ladies and gentlemen? Is it really Ro Laren? they give you this like feeling like, oh no, maybe she's a changeling imposter. But then she pulls a knife out of her boot, and I was like, nope, that's her.
Yeah.
How many Starfleet officers keep a knife in their boot? I was like, nah, that's her. There ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. And she wouldn't take a transporter over. So they give you this idea that, well, maybe she is a changeling and she didn't want to go through the transporter because, no, absolutely not. It's her. But good opening. What did you guys think of the opening? We are going to start with Arwyn Avalon and we're going to move to the left. So before we do that, though, PJ from the Orbital Nation sends a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so very much. Shout out to Philip Gaming for his scene with Dorn and Acevedo. Hell yeah. With Michael Dorn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yes, Philip Gaming. Nice. Yeah, all right. Thank you, PJ, for that $4.99 super chat. Question is, she portrayed by Michelle Forbes? Yes, she is. She came back, which is really weird. Right before we get to Arwyn, let me just say that she was supposed to be Kira in DS9. So she was supposed to, Ro Laren was supposed to be there instead of the character of Kira. And she went on and she did Escape from LA. And when she came back from doing Escape from LA, she says, I want this much money. And Paramount was like, no. And that's why you have a gap of her leaving TNG to when she comes back in the final season and does that final episode. So she wanted more money. I had heard from someone a couple of years ago that Paramount blacklisted her after that they were like, nope, don't want to work with you, don't want to do any movies with you, don't want to do anything with you after that, because she was like, no, I want this much money and this is what I want. So to see her come back is amazing. Arwyn Avalon, beginning of the episode. So the floor is yours.
Wow. Big me, Loki. What the hell? God. Okay. The beginning, I was like, what the hell is this? What is happening? Is this real? Is this? And I did. It was, I don't know. This whole episode just had me such a mess, but in a good way. Because I'm like, I didn't want it to be real, but at the same time, I kind of did, because it would have been a really bold choice if they had done that. And the stuff that's going on with Jack, I mean, we see him, and I'll be honest, I've never really cared for his character. And part of that is superficial. Part of that has nothing to do with the character itself. It has to do with, I have seen that actor in play other things, and he always plays characters I don't like. He always plays a smarmy, just you want to smack him kind of character. You either want to smack him or you want to see him dead. So, when he cropped up in this, I was like, why does he look so familiar? Why am I not jiving with this? And it's like, oh yeah, okay, he's that shithead on Outlander. I get it now. I'm starting to connect the dots. But this episode, I'm like, damn, something is going on with this guy. And he's playing that kind of out of control, it does. And what I mean by out of control, doesn't have control of his own facilities. Something is really warring with him, and it is making him who he is. And so it was an attention grabber. It was definitely an attention grabber. And off the bat, I'm like, okay, if they really do this in the show, have him do in reality what he was envisioning and imagining doing, I'm going to lose my shit, because it will be such a bold move. Well, y'all, it was bold move after bold move after bold move. And so, yeah, I loved the beginning. It grabbed me immediately, and it made me sit up and go, okay, what's going to happen next? So, and I don't know how in detail you want to get so far, Loki, but that's my thoughts on the beginning. Okay, you can unbig me now. It's all right. You can get some. Thank you. So, yeah.
If there's anything else you want to throw out there about that opening shot, you're more than welcome to.
You mean through the episode in general?
Just the opening.
Oh, just the opening. That's pretty much it. That's just sticking with the opening. I thought it was bold as hell. It made me want to know more about what the hell is going on with him. And then when, okay, y'all, he goes in and he shoots everyone on the bridge. And you think this, and he's in a uniform. He's in a red shirt uniform, which I also thought was kind of cool, considering traditionally red shirts are always the first ones to go. And to see a red shirt going and mowing people down, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And then to see it was he's wrestling with something that's got a grip of his mind and that's taking him over, and knowing, hey, this very well could happen. He very well could end up doing this. It's like these premonitions and these, this is what I want you to do kind of thing that's going on. Yeah, it gripped me. It really gripped me. And I wanted to see how the rest of the stuff unfolded.
So I'm gonna add something here. Give me 1 second to load this, because I want to kind of piggyback off of what Arwyn is talking about. There is a scene you see of at the end of that thing where Jack Crusher's walking through. I got it. Okay. Oh my God! What do you mean I have too many files on here? It's like a big fat one. Stream elements, StreamYards, whatever. Okay, I got to delete something now. Stupid thing. It's like, oh my God, you've got too many files. You've got too many files. You've got too many files. I don't like how many files you've got. Oh, this file's too big. This file's too small. Suck it. It's not Goldilocks and the Three Bears, you dumb piece of shit. So you see this ensign look back up at Jack after he annihilates everyone on the bridge. And her face is all screwed up. And it reminded me of something. It reminded me of this.
Oh.
Look at the way it's spreading out across his face, the tentacle things.
Poor Harry Kim.
Oh, Harry can suck it. He was a shitty character the whole time. Never even promoted. If he was in Star Trek right now, he'd still be an ensign. He never even got promoted.
Man, that thing is all in his mouth and shit.
Yep.
It's some nasty, nasty stuff, y'all.
And if anybody remembers, this is from Species 8472. That's right, Pacific 414.
Yeah.
And in Picard, it was red. It was red.
But the stuff on the characters, and the stuff on his face, you keep seeing these things come, these visions that Jack has, where it's like rotting red, almost like a living kind of rust.
And the voice that's associated with it, he keeps hearing that voice.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it has something to do with the Borg. But supposedly the Borg aren't supposed to be back in this. So, or at least the Scott Pilgrim's drummer kid's not supposed to be back in this. Mary's Game Room, who's been a member for 28 months and is a Warrior of Asgard, or Warrior of Midgard, says it's good to finally get to enjoy Star Trek with Robert. Let's go to Robert. What's up, Rambling Canuck? Are you enjoying this?
Yes. My exact comments, I'll spoil the ending a little bit. My exact comments when the episode ended was, where the was this in season 2? But just saying.
That's it.
Oh no! For the opening scenes, I was a little nervous, especially. Are we at where Ro comes in? I was a little bit nervous with. Okay, he's shooting everybody. Okay, it's a dream. Okay, that's good. That's too much progression right out of the gate. And then when I saw it was Ro that comes on the ship, I went, uh-oh, because Star Trek Picard has not had a great track record with bringing back other characters from the past. They usually end up dead in a horrific way, but this was actually done well. So the early fears were calmed for a while, and I was really hoping that she wasn't going to be like the easy cop out, which is shapeshifter. So yeah, but in the beginning I was very cautious, like, oh, this could go sideways quick. So it had my defenses up, but it had me interested.
Michael Gonzalez brings up a really good point. Roland was the strong woman, the ideal strong woman, Wokster's dream up. Well placed for a time because TNG did not make a big deal of it. Problematic now because of her slavish, but Bajoran beliefs. That's right. Religion is bad, ladies and gentlemen. And it doesn't matter whether you're a Bajoran or a Kryptonian. Believing in anything means the doom of your character. Thank you. Come again. 24/7. What did you feel about the beginning of this episode?
It made me wonder, like, I don't know. It made me think like this, like something happened to, like, it's like, okay, my whole thing is, you know, Beverly raised Jack. You know, this is fucking beyond. All right, she raised him, been with him. He's what, 20, 21 years old or some shit. So she's, you know, he's been with her, you know, his whole life. But then something's wrong with him that she's not aware of and she knows nothing about. So either something happened to him, like somehow he's been fucking, like, you know, I don't know how, under her watchful eye, unless something happened, man, in between shit for him to be that way, for her not to know about it, and for him to have been hiding it since he was a kid. Well, you know,
but she talks to him about that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but it's like, you know, yeah, I remember you having nightmares, and he's like, what, like, you know, but she remembers that, but you know, but it's like, it's something that he deals with, if she's seen it, but she hasn't addressed it since she, you know, she saw it since he was a kid or whatever. So obviously he's been dealing with it or trying to hide it, but now it's rearing its ugly head right now. And the whole thing to it is, I don't see how the whole focus ended up being on him when there was all kind of other shit going on. It's like when old girl walked in and you know, that had that pass with Picard, and she's all of a sudden she's focused on Jack. Well, how the fuck is he just a focus out of the blue fucking moon if she went there to go fucking check Picard? I don't know if that makes sense, but
I'm trying to follow what you're saying with.
Well, it's like okay, the chick that ended up dying at the end of the show,
Roland,
right? You know, it's like when she comes in to address Picard, all she could talk about was Jack. But my whole thing is, how did he become the focus when she came there to get Picard, to deal with him and Riker?
She didn't. She went there to get Jack Crusher.
Picard was he was kind of like the red herring for her to get over there to talk to him. And remember, Beverly.
Okay, well then
Beverly said that, you know, when her and Picard first met, she says things have always been after Jack, and she thought it was because of Picard, which is why she never told him. But it turns out it's got nothing to do with Picard. Something has happened with Jack since he was a child. And bad shit is going on, and people are after him, and all these weird things are happening that she's kind of chalked up to, you know, nightmares. And I remember when my kids would have nightmares, sometimes it would be in spurts. It would be in little blocks of time, and they'd have nightmares, and you just chalk it up to, you know, nightmares or night terrors or whatever, and then they move on and things. It seems to me that with Jack, things have been getting progressively worse through his life. That he would go through time, he'd have these nightmares, and then it'd be, you know, be okay, and then he'd have some more, and then it would be all right. And it seems like now that he's an adult, maybe, and I don't know, I'm spitballing, maybe that he's an adult, he's in a position mentally and physically to do whatever the hell this is, you know, connected to him, whatever they want him to do. Now he's in a position to do it. Now he's in a position to where, I mean, he's on a Starfleet starship. Now he can do whatever their, you know, evil plan is. So it's like maybe whatever's going on has groomed him, you pardon the expression, but groomed him up to this time. And all this bad stuff that's happening, Beverly's just chalked it up to, oh, because your dad's Picard and everyone knows about him, and because he's so Starfleet and blah blah blah, and he's got such a an infamous reputation in some of these sectors. I've got to protect my son from the reputation and association with Picard, when in reality it seems like it may not have anything to do with that. It may all be focused on Jack, all this stuff. I don't know.
And Pacific, I'm tending to agree with you. There is a cut scene. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. There's a cut scene from episode 3 where Picard is talking to Beverly, and she says, Jean-Luc, he's an only child. And you see this flash and a snap, and there's Wesley, and he's like, Mom, and they both turn around, shut up, Wesley. And he's like, sorry, and gone. And she's like, she straightens up her thing. She's like I said, Jean-Luc, he's an only child. Yes. So it may have something to do with
Yeah.
And it's not Will Wheaton we hate. Let's get that, out of the way.
No.
I don't know. He's kind of a douche, but I get what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Classic Will Wheaton is perfectly fine.
Did you ever hear the story? If you haven't heard the story about what his parents did to him while he was on the TNG, you should check that out.
Okay.
I have a little bit of a different. I know he's like all lefty and nuts, but what his parents did to him, I kind of like. I'm like, okay, well, that explains some
things. Understand his outcome? Yeah,
I understand why. There's an origin story there of abuse, neglect, and all kinds of shit that you're just like, wow. And they took all his money. Everything he made off of TNG, they took it all. Never gave it to him. And he was getting residual checks from the television show that he wasn't even getting. His parents were keeping them. And this is when he had nothing. Him and his wife were barely making it, and they were getting 6-figure residual checks and just keeping them. So I'm like, what kind of that? Cool. This kind of explains why he's such a dick.
Well, I never wanted to airlock Will Wheaton, but I always want to airlock Wesley. So I guess that's the difference.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
So, Ryan. Tell us what you thought about the beginning of the episode.
A solid start, which leads me to believe that Jack Crusher has somehow been conditioned by a nefarious force. If the Romulans could condition Geordie LaForge to try and kill a Romulan governor, then it seems clear to me that the Dominion, or this rogue faction, could have conditioned the boy to be one of their assets. So good that he can kill 4 changelings on the spot. My goodness. But it was a solid start. It was very interesting in my view. And to see Ro Laren and the fact that she has been investigating a lot in regards to this massive conspiracy, it's adding depth to a show that is in desperate need of entertaining and informative storylines. And even with Raffi and Worf, and I don't like Worf. Not Worf. I don't like Raffi. I do like Worf. Less so vegan Worf, but still. It was a solid start, and I think that both plots, A and B, weaved well together, and I never thought I'd be praising this damn show, but here we are.
Well, let's see if next week they're all having dinner together. And Picard's like, hot of talk, Mr. Wolf. No, sir, I only eat veggies now. No wonder you're smaller, dude. Someone was like, oh, it's completely unhealthy the way Worf looked. And I'm like, are you living on another fucking planet? That guy was like, he was not fat. He was not out of shape. He was stacked. Prune juice, chilled. Yes, we get it. But no, he wasn't unhealthy at all. Oh, he got healthy. He started eating only veggies. Warp was jacked. Yes. And now he's not. But then again, I used to have huge, broad shoulders. And now I'm a little more compact than I used to be. So who knows? Okay. So I like the beginning. I like the way they opened it. I thought it was I thought here's some questions. Why is that shit all over that girl's face? Why does he keep seeing the rust tentacles everywhere?
Mhm.
Is it 8472? Is it the Borg? Is it whatever? We've got questions, and if they don't give us answers, we're going to be really pissed. So this better all make sense at the end of the day. We better all be leading up to something good. The Dominion have infiltrated the Federation, and once we get into it with Ro, we start to learn things. There's some tit for tat in the beginning because Picard's like, "You left me. I was an old man, and you left. You are an ungrateful daughter." And she's like, "No, Dad, I went off to do what I believed in," which, for people that loved Ro when she was on there, you wanted to see her have a better end than what we got in TNG. And I think we finally got that, even though it's like, hey, my girl's back, and then, hey, my girl's gone, which we will get into. But I think the middle of this episode is where all the meat and potatoes is. And there's some great interaction with Picard and Ro. There's some great interactions with other people, but then we're back on planet. Hi, I'm Terry Metalis, Blade Runner.
Planet Crack, folks.
Planet Crack Rock. Crack Rock 5. Yes, set a course for sector 00952, Planet Crack Rock. Engage. Maximum crack speed. It's just, we get back to Raffi and Worf, and I'm like, and
a mobile emitter.
Do you see all the shit in the air? And that's right. We'll get to that, Ryan. But there's all kinds of shit floating in the air on planet fuck you. And it's just like, Mama needs some crack, even though I'm breathing in all this horrible shit. What is all this shit in the air? Oh, good Lord.
Changelings.
Oh, no.
Changeling spores.
I keep expecting Whoopi Goldberg to come out any minute and be like, "You bastards better get out of my cornfield."
Although I gotta say, this is the first episode. The first one, y'all. We're in season 3. Where Raffi didn't annoy the hell out of me. She didn't. I mean, at first I'm like, yeah, okay, just, calm your shit down when they're having the whole, Confucius sensei moment where he's trying to actually teach her stuff. And she's like, well, my pain, my pulling the Galadriel, you have not suffered as I have suffered. And Worf is like, zip it. Yeah. You don't know what I've suffered. Shut up. I'm like, just shut up and listen to your sensei.
You do not know what I have sacrificed to be.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, it ain't all about you. Okay, just slow your roll. Just calm down.
And to that point, I mean, it was almost a woman getting put in her place in a Star Trek show in 2023. What the fuck?
If anybody could do it,
if you watch Star Trek Discovery, that never happened.
Right. But yeah, after kind of, after when she's like, well, I'm just going to go in there and I'm just going to do it myself because me, stunning and brave. And he's like, take a step back, sit down. And then he starts showing her, no, that, let's look through this. Let's go through this. And she's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, we don't know everything, do we? And you could almost see that switch where maybe I'm reading too much into it. But it was that scene, where they're sitting there and they're going through the files and everything. You could almost see a little tiny switch go off in her head where it's like, maybe I do need to look to him. Maybe maybe he is here to help me and for us to do this together. It's not always about me. Because in the next scene, you actually see them working. Next time they're together, you see them working together. She's not pushing back against him so much. She's not, no, I know what I'm doing and why does nobody care and blah, blah, blah. She's actually listening to him. And he is kind of guiding them at that moment. So yeah, Mark, this is the first time, y'all, that I actually thought, hey, maybe they are going to do something with their character other than, Baba, what's a crack?
Yeah.
And that gave me hope. So
I've half expected her to be like, motherfucker, I don't need no man telling me. You will sit down. I am a Klingon warrior. And she sits her ass down and is like, like a little kid at the table, like, you will sit down and you will eat your green beans now. And they sit down and they get that look on their face like, I don't want to eat my damn green beans. And you're going to eat them green beans, bitch.
All of them.
All of them. Everything off that plate.
I would have loved that if that had actually happened. But, you know, you see it getting there. You see that transition. So, yeah, y'all, she didn't annoy the crap out of me in this episode. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I can't stand her character. But I was like, hey, let's do it. If y'all are going to do it, let's do it. I'm open to it.
They did take one hell of a risk. And I don't know if Loki wants to go there yet, but they did take one hell of a risk with those two. It's almost most Star Trek fans at that point
turn that shit off,
shut that show off and quick.
Should do it the other way around. Then everyone would be like,
when they did the old Worf pretends to die scene. I just see controller like remotes either hitting the wall or
but rambling
like off.
If this had happened during the original TNG, we all would have known, okay, it's a ruse. Without a shadow of a doubt, we would have known there ain't no way we're at, Raffi Crack Mama's going to take out Worf. But because things have been so bastardized with the first two seasons, we really weren't sure. I wasn't. I was like, oh my God, if they kill Worf, I'm just gonna lose it. I wasn't.
There ain't no way.
Sure.
There ain't no way. Okay, they're trying to repair her character in some way. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes,
they are.
So the woman they're trying to repair the character of and kind of make her likable. That bitch is going to kill Worf. I don't fucking think so. There's no way. I'm sitting there and I'm like, if they actually do this, if he's actually dead, there is never any, in the eyes of every Star Trek fan in existence, there is no redemption for her killing Worf.
No,
period. It doesn't matter whether it was to save her own life or not.
Would have surpassed Wesley Crusher in about 30 seconds.
Oh, it'd be more hated than Michael Burnham.
Yeah. She would have became like the most hated Star Trek character known to man. But
yeah, I agree.
Boosh McFadden, drugs and Trek in the Federation, really, they've had it before. And they've had people, they even had in TNG, they had the little eye laser bump, the game. And they were like, oh, it's like an orgasm when and made him keep one place. There has been addiction. They bypassed addiction in TNG because they've got to find some way to adapt to it. The game. Thank you, Michael Gonzalez, right there. He's got it. The game, the name of the episode. So and they stopped it, and that's absolutely correct. From what I would guess. And this would be the only way, if I was ever going to introduce this, it'd be the only way I would introduce it, is it's a constant back and forth game between Starfleet Medical and the people making this shit. And just like the Romulans were it was constant back and forth game of cat and mouse between the Federation making sensors that could penetrate the cloak and the Romulans making the cloak better to where they couldn't. So it was a constant race for technology. Who can build the better sensors to spot them and who can build the better cloaking device to prevent them from being spotted. So if it was me doing this, it would be a giant back and forth cat and mouse game between Starfleet Medical figuring out how to cure people and to keep them from being addicted, and the underworld lords trying to figure out how to keep people getting addicted to it. That's the way I would do it.
And they have Vulcan gangsters now, folks, which I found odd.
They did do something with a Maquis in DS9 where one of the Maquis was a Vulcan who believed that this was very logical. If you've got a Vulcan that grew up on the street, that this was their life, I don't know. You're talking about taking them out of their element of we live on Vulcan and we're perfectly zen and yada 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 yada. When you have a Vulcan that grows up on the street, he could even have some emotion and be an absolute douchebag, because that's basically where we got the Romulans from.
Yeah, because I never saw Vulcans as not being able to not have morality. You know, I mean, like, he's a criminal, and to him, okay, it's logical because he's going to have power, he's going to have money, he's going to be able to, you know, run things in a logical manner. I mean, it's not like I've always seen all the Vulcans as being upstanding. I mean, look at Sarek. No, not Sarek. I'm sorry. Oh shit. What's her name? No, not Savik. Valaris? Not Valaris?
Valaris, yes, from
Valaris.
Star Trek Undiscovered Country. Yes.
Look at her. I mean, she, you know, in her mind, it was logical to do what she did, even though it was nefarious. So
let them die, you know, said.
They can. Yeah, I mean, if it serves their logical purpose, they can be bad. They can do bad things.
Ryan Roger Athay bringing down the quote. Yes. Bravo, sir. Let them die, you said? Yes.
But, yeah.
How much time do you have, Arwyn? Are you good today, or you gotta go early?
I do have to go early, but he's working here in the town, so if y'all are still going when I get back, I can pop back on.
Oh.
Okay, do you wanna give your final thoughts, or do you just wanna come back? We'll probably be going another 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm good for right now, but when he comes in here, I'll have to leave. Yeah, I can come back.
Okay.
Speed run through the city.
Yes, I'll drive.
Is that a gas tank?
Shut up, Loki.
That a sausage party?
I drive a lot better in real life than I do in Fortnite. That's all I'm saying.
It seems to be the constant excuse.
I saw,
rambling.
Before you get out of here, I saw a video this morning. In fact, when I first woke up, that was it was a guy driving a black pickup in Fortnite to "Frantic" by Metallica. TikTok, TikTok, and I'm like, I can just see Arwyn right through the gas station, right over the gas tanks, blow it up. Sorry, y'all. Yeah.
Pretty much. But yes. Anyway, but yeah, okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and go. But yeah, when I get home, I'll pop back on.
Okay.
All right. See y'all in queue.
See you in a few,
Take it easy, Arlen.
All right.
Drive
bye-bye.
safely. Yes, drive safely. Okay, so there's so much more to unpack here. Picard thinks that Ro is could be a changeling. One of them buried alive. Picard thinks she could be a changeling. There's a lot of back and forth. She actually takes him to a holodeck, locks the doors, and asks him to put on music because the walls are thin. And they literally put on music and have a conversation about what is wrong and what is going on with the Federation, where she eventually convinces him, yes, okay, it's really her. I would have known as soon as she took the boot out of her knife. What did you think, Ryan? We'll go around the room again. What did you think? Did you think she was a changeling when she first came up?
Yeah, I thought that she was an infiltrator because I don't catch on little things like Loki does. What better way to get close to Admiral Picard than to masquerade as someone who had a close connection to him? But I was very suspicious of her security detail, and they turned out to be changelings. So at least I'm on the ball in one sense, folks. So, but I thought it was a very good back and forth between Picard and Ro, which I found quite surprising because, folks, Sir Patrick Stewart, I think, has lost his voice. So that iconic voice of the TNG era is sadly gone. But he did hold his own, which is always good. And it goes to show that Star Trek isn't just ship porn. It's also good, solid dialogue and a story that makes sense. And hopefully that's what we get for the rest of this show. But I found their interactions to be very good, and it's a damn shame how it turned out, though, right at the end. There's a tragedy, folks, which can be the best kind of stories depending on the circumstance. So that's my view.
24/7. What did you think about the whole thing back and forth with Ro and Picard?
I thought it was actually acted out pretty well. You know, that's the thing. Like with me, oh man, my Star Trek knowledge only goes so far, man. That's why I was like, oh girl at the, that killed her. So I don't even know her fucking name. So that's
Ro
Laren. So
her
but
name's
it's like
Ro Laren.
Right. I mean, I have was she in the first 3 seasons?
Of TNG? No. She I believe she comes in season 4. If I'm not mistaken. She's on and off season 4 and 5 and then comes back in season 7. I believe. It's after Wesley leaves.
Right. Well, I got to, if I'm not mistaken, with TNG, I got seasons 1, 2, 3, 5. And so I don't have it. That's why I haven't even watched it, because once I get to season 3, shit, I'm not skipping to season 5. So shit. So I don't know the characters that well. I just remember what I've seen from the show, but that was fucking so many years ago. So I don't know her from shit, man. But I thought her interactions with Picard were pretty cool. And at first, not knowing anything about her, you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you remember when they could have taken they could have beamed on to the, to talk to Picard, but instead they took the fucking the little ship,
the shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, if they would have beamed, knowing that she was the real person, wouldn't the other 2 that she was with showed up as being, or you think they would have passed?
They would have passed. There's so hold on, Ryan.
Okay.
So Beverly explains that they're somehow able to now replicate human organs inside themselves. Right. This is a defense mechanism. They can also bleed. It's a defense mechanism to get past Starfleet security systems. They basically enhanced the changelings with the ability to get past the defensive measures Starfleet took during the Dominion War.
They evolved or something like that.
They evolved.
All right. So, but I mean, but if you look at it from just a person just watching the show, it kind of looks like it was done deliberately, by the fucking showrunners, people making the show. To it's, instead of them transporting, if they all would have passed the test, why not do it instead of fucking flying? But then when you put them on the ship to go talk to Picard, it makes it seem like it's done to avoid getting beamed on.
No, because Ro does explain that. She said there had been accidents. She didn't trust the transporters because there had been incidences and accidents all across the Federation. So she wasn't putting her life in the hands of a transporter. But it also sets it up I agree with you though, because it sets up the writers so that they can give her a reason for taking a shuttle back to the Intrepid and meeting her untimely end in the end of the episode.
Right.
And there has to be a means to get these infiltrators into the Federation, because Dominion transporters, folks, are far more advanced than Federation transporters. So maybe one reason why she hasn't used the transporter is that this Dominion terrorist group is switching people. So they go in as normal, and then they transport and they put their spy in once they rematerialize, so to speak. That's why there have been accidents, because the process hasn't been fine-tuned. At least that's what I think.
You got something rambling?
Well, for me, I'd like to, before we get into the conversations with Picard and Ro, in the middle of their initial conversation in the, I guess, briefing room, they did something that Star Trek writers haven't done in a little while, where they actually wrote a storyline building up to something instead of just it appearing out of nowhere. And you were supposed to just already assume something. One, they did the shuttlecraft.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already going, Then they did Picard ordering or requesting Seven to hide his son.
Mm-hmm.
And then thirdly, as he's meeting with Ro, Beverly messaged him and told him that they can bleed. So then that puts Picard on the back foot. So they build this up, which they haven't done a lot of in Star Trek as of late, so that the audience is okay. They're along for the ride, whereas they don't just get on the ride on the third turnstile. But I thought it was well done, because you weren't sure. Until Picard puts down the phaser. You weren't sure. And even then you were still going, maybe you should keep that a little closer to you there, old man. But so it was well built, which is something you don't see a lot of.
And you won't see it in the future, unfortunately, because Kurtzman will take all credit for this. And we'll get 10 more seasons.
It was nice to see that they built it up. Because, like the shuttlecraft, then Picard getting Seven to hide his son. And then the very coincidental Beverly messaging him and going, by the way, they can bleed now. And so it's sowing the seeds of, she's not on the level, not on the level, not on the level, and then it's revealed she is. So I thought it was well done.
And I'm sitting here talking with my mic muted. That's great. I'm waiting for the. Oh yeah, go ahead. 24.
No, I was laughing at you, man.
Oh yeah. Loki boomered it. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm waiting for this thing to happen. And I mean, we know that the Federation has been infiltrated. I hate this. I hate this whole thing. I do. I'm sick of Starfleet being the enemy. It's what always comes back down to this. It's a trope that Hollywood used over and over and over again in the 80s and the 90s. Oh, you've got this show. Oh, it's absolutely great. Oh, they make a movie about it and they're going to make all this stuff wrong. It's like Mission Impossible. You can say whatever you want about the Mission Impossible movies now. When that first movie came out, there were some people that were really pissed. Why? Because there were people that had been on the show that were great people that had turned down bribes of hundreds of millions of dollars and all kinds of this stuff and maintained their integrity. And then you got the leader of the team that betrays the whole team for what, $250,000? It doesn't make sense. Because they've got to do this thing where, suddenly they're the bad guy. Oh, Batman's the bad guy. We're going to hunt down Batman. And it's the same thing. Instead of Batman being a good guy, instead of Batman, the police know, okay, he's out there fighting crime, being Mr. Vigilante. They're going to turn him into a bad guy. Now, they over and over and over again, we've seen this in STD. We've seen this in every single Star Trek show that's come out. And in the JJ verse, suddenly Starfleet's the enemy.
Yeah, including TNG.
Yeah, I think the Federation has run out of enemies to fight because they've beaten everyone. So that's my.
Although in TNG, to be fair, they use weird parasites to do it, but
it's hard when the show as a whole, Star Trek as a franchise. Throughout its journey, it was first in TOS Federation against the Klingons, a bit with the Romulans, but then that got sorted out in the films. Then with TNG, the Romulans came back. They tried to make the Ferengi the big bad, but that but that fell on its behind. All these new species came along, and the Federation dealt with them in one way, shape, or form. And now, since no one's imaginative enough within the writer's room to come up with any kind of new out there alien life form, the Federation has run out of enemies. So, yeah, what am I saying? Blooper. So now, the Federation's greatest enemy is itself.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a pair of hooters, but I do have a big horn to welcome back the lady Arwyn Avalon. She's back.
Big horns are where it's at, Loki. So thank you.
When you drive, Arwyn.
This job
Have
is
you
very
ever
close.
seen Fortnite?
Yeah.
It was close enough. I was able to get up there and get back. So hey, y'all, I'm back.
No, you want dangerous. You have Mary and Arwyn driving in Fortnite. And then you have a problem.
Exactly. So what I miss?
Chris Berger says Hooters up.
Hooters up.
Hooters up.
Sausages dancing, shaking their booty.
Like on my intro.
Yeah, someone clip that, please. Big horns are where they're at. Lady Arwyn Avalon. Yes, someone please clip that.
Hey,
God
y'all.
help me. I don't drive bad, says Mary's game room.
I knew that was coming.
Mary's good, actually. No, Mary's good, and I am improving. I haven't hit a gas
Right up
station in
until
quite a
bright and
while.
shiny or gold.
That's
you want to
true.
see Mary or Arwyn fight over gold? Watch Fortnite.
That's true. Oh my God.
God help us. Pod Racing Palpatine, good morning. How are you? Is Jack under the influence of the Pod Wraiths? Wouldn't that be interesting?
Ooh.
More DS9 crossover stuff. You need a Valkyrie combat charge to go with the horn. I don't know. I don't like that one on what is it, Ragnarok? Is it Ragnarok? I don't know. Whatever it was. I don't like that one with where they're like all getting torn up by Hela. I just don't like that one. We'll figure something else out. We could do the chopper one. Dun, 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 dun. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Woo! Let's go kill everybody. Dun, 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 dun. Waiting for that moment in Star Trek. God, we're the United Federation of Planets, and woo! We've got ourselves a "Make the Federation Great Again" hat. Yeah, let's go fuck some shit up, boys. This is Starfleet country. Oh my God!
And then fire a few quantum torpedoes
Pew, pew, pew.
At the planet and just watch it blow up. And
Well,
look,
make Klingons great again. Yeah, yeah, and I think they're working on it. I really do.
Okay. I just saw something in chat. Mr. Buttcrack Media says maybe Jack is part Borg.
Yeah.
I don't know.
maybe
What do
he's
y'all
organic
think?
Borg.
I mean, they got Picard and Crusher got jiggy after he was, came back from.
There
being
were
with Houston.
Borgnites in my semen.
I mean,
You are a crazy old fucker. No, I'm serious. Jack's got Borg. There were Borgnites in my semen. The Borg infected my boy.
Yeah,
Wouldn't assimilation make you sterile?
I
That's a
don't know.
good
I mean,
question.
I don't know. Borgs don't really have that drive that
I
I'm
thought
aware
they
of.
just
So we
took them off.
don't.
Or take them out because they're superfluous.
I don't know. I mean,
Right.
honestly, the only thing that makes me think maybe not. Of course, they could change it because they changed the changelings. Instead of looking like they did before, now they're like this gooey, muscly mass.
Organic.
So
They never had that conversation though, Ryan, after Best of Both Worlds when he's with his brother, when they're sitting there fighting in the mud and they start laughing at each other. If his brother had been like, "What did they do to you, Jean-Luc?" And he would have been like, "They snipped me." Then then I'd be like, okay, well, how can this be? Because he's got no oomph. But they didn't snip him. He never complained about them snipping him. They just replaced certain parts.
And obviously he was able to do the deed because there's Jack.
And Seven's different. Okay. So what you have to think about is they took Seven as a young girl and aged her.
Oh.
So they didn't just put Borg hookups on a little kid and had her running around and all that. They put her in a maturation chamber and aged her up and then put all the Borg shit on her. And she'd been like that for a very long time. Picard was like that for like less than a week. So they were able to remove more, but he's still got Borg shit in him. So yeah, I mean, it's just, this one over here talks to this one over there, slip a little nanite in under the wire, and Bob's your uncle, Grant. You've got a little Borg kid.
Yeah, Picard heard whispers, especially in First Contact.
And he's never been able to talk to anybody about that, and he doesn't know. And maybe this is all leading back to Scott Pilgrim's drummer fucking coming back and being like, I ate a battery. Why are you talking to me? Because I eat batteries.
Yeah.
I like diehards. Oh my God. If it's not a dirt though, I don't want it.
Yeah.
God help me.
Have y'all talked about Ro yet? Ro and Picard?
We did talk about them talking in the bar, but we haven't talked about the end. So let's get to that. One of the most emotional things I've seen this season. And why? Because I really liked Ro. I'm a Bajoran at heart. I love the Bajoran people. I loved Kira. I loved the Bajorans. They were passionate. They fought for you can call them terrorists all you want to. They fought for their independence, and they took their planet back from Cardassians. And I absolutely hate the spoonheads because I'm a fucking Bajoran at heart. So I hate the damn spoonheads. I don't like any of them. I didn't even like Zial. And Zial, I was like, she's not, she's
what
not
about Garrick? What about Garrick?
Okay, Garrick got booted because, and if you listen to what he says, if you listen to some of the stuff he says, he actually tells you why he got removed from the Obsidian Order. He let a transport ship of Bajoran civilians leave without blowing it up. He was exiled by his father, who ran the Obsidian Order, because he let a ship of civilians live instead of killing them all. So, because of that, I will give Garrick a break and say, you know what? I like the little devious Taylor.
Good.
Because he's a little mischief maker. And, he's just, Garrick. So I'll let him be. All the other ones, even Zial, I don't like them. I don't. So I always had a soft spot for Ro. I did from the very beginning. I even made a music video about the Bajorans back in the day.
Well, they're such a well fleshed out society.
Yeah.
I mean, you just they are. And Ro, I forget what was being said before. It may have been a comment in the chat about, religion bad. Of course, they would have her turn her back. But Ro has always been, her personality has always been very black and white. She rarely saw shades of gray. And, Jean-Luc, even though he's Mr. Prime Directive, blah, 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 he was able through his diplomacy to see those shades of gray. And that's what, to me, made their relationship so interesting. Because, she was raised under this umbrella of, right and wrong, Bajoran not, black and white. And he was kind of like, well, sometimes there's more to the story when you look at the details behind the big picture. And to see them, because we never did know what happened to her. And then to see the conversation, that you could see how heartbroken he was. You could see her reaction to that. And then when they came together and had that discussion, my God, that was just magic, y'all. That was magic to me.
It's like his daughter, the daughter he never had.
It really was. And you know, let's face it, some relationships that are really worth having are never going to be easy. You're going to have conflict. And the way that they just kind of settled that and talked, and then I mean, one of the first things I noticed about her is no damn earring. It makes sense. If she had all that stuff on it, it made sense. Keep it hidden, keep it secret, keep it safe.
That's right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yeah. So wow, that was powerful to me, y'all. It really was.
And Dega Outlaw, Arwen makes a good point. I can't think of a Star Trek species that was better fleshed out than the Bajorans. Everybody's got their favorite, whether it be Klingon, whether it be Vulcan, whether it be Andorian, whether it be human. In Star Trek, everybody's got a favorite. And my favorite was always the Bajorans. Why? Because they took their damn planet back from the Cardassians.
They did. They were not a perfect people, but damn it, they did. That's
right. And they did some stupid shit. And there are some stupid Bajorans. Take Kai Wynn, for example. I absolutely hated that bitch and everything about her from day one. Oh, hello. I'm and you're like, ew.
But didn't you love her though when she was on screen, because she was one of those characters that was so good at her, you know, her actress that was so good at her job. You loved to hate her.
Yes.
Just Kai Wynn's on. Right. Shit's gonna go down. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, thank you, Captain Benjamin Sisko. Oh, thank you. So she'd call him. Yeah, she wouldn't. Oh, well, hello, emissary. You dirty bitch. You're only saying it like that because you don't like him.
It's like ducks, you know, just calm on the surface, but underneath the water, their little legs are just kicking like crazy with their little schemes. And they're like, that was Kai Wynn.
It's the actress. It's the actress. And I absolutely agree with you 100%. I can't remember her name now. My parents used to know exactly who this woman was. It's a chick that plays, what's her name in Alien, the original Alien. That's like, oh my God, Dallas, go down, Dallas, turn around, Dallas. And you're like, oh my God, bitch, shut the fuck up. You are confusing him. The reason why he's like, I want to get out of here. Which way do I go? Is because you're like, Dallas, get away, Dallas, run, Dallas. And you fucked him up. Yes, thank you. Ryan, absolutely wonderful actress. I hate her fucking character in that movie.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate her.
In Star Trek, folks.
So good. So good.
Nancy Cartwright. Okay. Thank you. Bush McFadden. Nancy Cartwright. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful actress. Yes. Nurse Ratched, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. She's also in The Witches of Eastwick. She yes, absolutely wonderful actress, but I hate her character.
Oh, me too. But damn, whenever I saw her on screen, I knew shit was going to go down and I had to be glued to it.
Captain Spire, I love this. I look forward to discovering what our two species have in common. Kai Wynn, no, we have nothing in common.
I mean, you got to give it to her as a villain. That character, you got to give it just great villain, which is what I consider her. I do, because she was just, wow, so tweaked.
Well, they both worship moronic gods, so I think they do have something in common.
And that's true, Lord Thoth. I have had my allotment of sugar this morning. I had peanut butter crackers, and I'm drinking a Canadian Dry.
Yeah.
I'm a Cardassian at heart, folks. I've got the face for it. And the forehead for the spoon.
And the forehead for
the spoon. Do you drink hot and warm fish oil for breakfast?
It's the heat I can't stand, because Cardassians are supposed to have like hot weather, and I can't stand hot weather. So, going to have a drink now.
Oh, no, I know they're two different people. I was comparing the actresses, the fact that these are two actresses that I love them as actresses and the job they do, but I hate the character. And it's not that I hate the character because I think the character is shit. It's I hate the character because they're annoying and they get on my nerves, and I love to hate them both.
Yeah, they're so well done. They're so well, they're very well played. Very well.
Run away, Dallas. Oh my God. And I always used to think Dallas was a pussy in Alien until you strap a set of BR goggles on and crawl into those tunnels and have to listen to that bitch yell at you while an alien is coming after you. That's when you're like, I will kill her. I am Worf and I will end her life because she is annoying and I do not like her. Oh, it's cool, brother. Yeah, I know they're different actresses. I was comparing how much alike the way they do things are. So I hate Kai Wynn, but it's not that I hate the actress, because the actress did an absolutely wonderful job playing her. Same thing with, Corbin Dallas, winner of the Gemini Croquet contest. I hate that motherfucker, but oh my God, Ruby Rod. It's green, super green. Yeah. You want to talk about some sugar, baby?
Corbin Dallas. Corbin.
You can call me Ruby.
I love him. I love that character so much. I love him.
So
I always said if I was a man or in a drag queen, I would be Ruby Rod. I would.
Zzz.
Come in. Thank you, Mark.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're gonna go around the panel, final thoughts, and then we're gonna give a score. So we will start with Arwyn Avalon, and we'll go all the way around. We'll go Rambling Canuck 24 and Ryan. Arwyn, tell us why you liked or disliked this episode. Why? And give us a score.
I loved this episode. Y'all know that I've always had a problem with, everything seeming dirty and dark. And of course, Starfleet being the enemy, blah, blah, blah. Again, this is the first episode that Rafi didn't annoy the crap out of me. And it's also the first episode that made me go, okay, I see where they're going. I see, some higher ups in Starfleet corruption. I felt it. And it made sense to me and I accepted it. I'm like, okay, I want to see where they're going. When Ro got axed, I cried, y'all. I literally cried. And I couldn't believe they did that, but I thought it is so bold. And then when it turned out, yeah, they're getting framed for this shit. I was like, I am there. I want to find out what's happening to Jack. I want to see how, Riker and Shaw and Picard get out of this mess. I want to see what happens with Worf and Rafi. I want to know what happens next. So I'm going to give it a 9. And the only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because, 10 is perfection. 10, when I give something a 10, that means I am all in. And while a 9 is still really, really high, I'm reserving my 10s to see how it unfolds. But yeah, I'm giving it a 9. I loved this episode. I really did.
Awesome. Lord Bob, Dave Bob, had some extremely bad weather, and his internet was down this morning. And I can relate. My internet was down almost all day yesterday. Rambling Canuck, what is your final thoughts on this episode? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And give us a score.
Well, for this episode, I really liked it. It's the best one all season. It's the best one since season 1. But anyway, I'm the only one on the panel to say that.
Season 1?
What?
Yeah, I like season 1. Everybody has to remember that. So
the flower sheet scene.
Yeah, that one.
There's no accounting for taste, ladies and gentlemen.
So and if you want to see the full conversation on that one, there is a video for that. But anyway, moving on.
If you want to see two people who are absolute brothers fight for the first time when they meet, go over to PJ at the Orville Nation, watch the season 1 review of Picard, and you will see Loki and Canuck face off to the death. Yes. Like Kirk and Spock.
But I will point out, but then you have to take notice that 3 days later I was on this very channel and we were laughing and joking. Oh, yeah. So there's that. So this episode, I really liked it because they actually took the time. I felt for once, instead of just things coming out of nowhere and you were supposed to know this, or you were supposed to already get this feeling because they dropped a one-liner in the opening scene. They actually took the time to build it up so that you were along for the ride and you could actually feel the emotions going through it, instead of just, oh, this is happening now. Oh, now this is happening now. And oh, by the way, remember this line from section 1? Yeah, that was setting up this big scene over here. So it was really good to see them actually put things together. I think they actually handled Ro really well, which is something they haven't been able to do in this iteration of Trek. So they get points for that. For me, it's an 8.5. Not because I didn't really enjoy it, but at the same time, you don't want to, give out the whole farm when because we're only halfway through.
Mark the Infinitely Tired has something to say to you about season 1 of Picard. Space lilies, Robert.
Oh yeah,
Space
like I
lilies.
said, I said it. I didn't like that shit, but there were parts I did like. So bite me. And I'm being nice because I have this morning. I have my Tims, so I'm a happy Canadian. But yeah, so it's an 8.5 for me, because to me it's the best. It's the best they've put forward in Star Trek, I think, in about a couple of years now.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, row, row, row your shuttle right into the nacelle. Merrily, 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 row's going to hell.
Yeah. So,
oh my God,
yeah,
I
so
know,
think they
dude.
did roll
Yeah.
well. And they didn't kill Worf, so they didn't get the unbridled rage of every Star Trek fan from here to Hades. I really liked the meeting of Riker, Picard, and Worf at the end. I'm interested to see how that goes. We finally get I was really scared that the handler was going to end up being Lore.
No, I think that's what we all thought for a while.
Yeah. I was really nervous that that's what they were going to do. Like they were going to go full on, because they always got denied every time they wanted to look into something. Denied.
Well, I have a theory. Either the advanced AI that is on what's its station? Daystrom Station is either and his lore, his positronic brain runs that station, and we're gonna get to see a hologram of lore, or it's gonna be Moriarty. Either one.
Yeah,
I'm 99% sure that's
a good show. But yeah, so for me, it's an 8.5. Or
what's even better, that ship that Worf got from Screen or whatever the fuck his name was, that is Moriarty, and that he's gonna fight Lore on the station. Wow. So the ship has the hologram of Lore, or it's vice versa. So I think that those two are going to kind of go head to head for a minute, and then we're going to get a little bit from Lore or Moriarty, whoever the AI of the station is. That's my guess, ladies and gentlemen. What would you give this score, Canuck?
8.5.
8.5. We're getting really high scores today. 24/7 Fusion Media, brother. How are you doing? Let us know what you thought of this episode. Whether you give it, did you like it? Did you not like it? And give us a score.
I tell you what, man. When I watched it, had my questions and concerns as I voiced earlier. But other than that, it was just stuff that I was just kind of just wondering as I was watching this, like how is this happening and how is that happening? But I understand what's going on now, so it's all good. I like the way that actually the show progressed. It didn't feel like I say, episode 1 and 2, you could tell was written by the same dude. Episode 3, when you said you can tell it was written by somebody else, it didn't feel disjointed. Like episode 3 felt like you could tell it wasn't, because everybody was acting so differently than the first 2 episodes. It was like, what the fuck is this? And that's the first shift that we felt in the writing was episode 3. So when you sit here and you watch this episode, it felt like episodes 1 and 2, like if it felt like it went back to what the first 2 episodes was, but the stakes are higher, people are dying, the plot thickens. Shit, I thought it was actually the first 2 episodes led us into what was going on pretty nicely. Third one was, what the fuck, man. The fourth one was pretty good, last one, and then this one here, it progressed nicely from the 4th to the 5th episode, and it came on in, and like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the lore, so I had my questions, but that's for me just not knowing and understanding. But I'm glad I'm doing this shit with y'all, so y'all can help your boy out. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's happening, but I liked it, man. I actually so I said, what, from all from the way I've rated it so far, this one gets a 7.
A 7. All right.
7, yeah. It's moved up a half a notch.
The maniacal man, Roger Athay. What do you think? What do you think? Tell us, tell us what, if you liked it, if you didn't, why, and give us a score.
I never thought, folks, in any season of Star Trek, whether it's the Golden Age or this current iteration of crap, that the best episode of a season so far is right in the middle of it. It's supposed to start with a bang, folks. Then the middle's supposed to be boring. And then it ends with a bang. That's how Star Trek seasons used to work. But it seems to be the opposite in this case. I did enjoy this episode. I think it was solid in its entertainment and information regarding the respective characters. It was nice to see an old face, as it were, who I thought had plastic surgery, but no, she has not. But nice to see an old face get a good send-off, as it were. Who knows? Maybe she was transported out by Section 31, and we can have a brand new series with her as the lead. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But, I don't think I would give it an 8 or a 9. I think it would be more sensible to give it a 7, but since Dave Bob isn't here, maybe we should factor in the fact that this is still not Star Trek, folks.
We've got someone coming in. We've got someone coming in to vote for Dave Bob. So good. By all means, give it whatever score you want and let us know how you feel. And we've got someone in to cover Dave Bob.
I'd give it a 7 because it does improve on what the prior episode did. Yes, Raffi was in this episode, but she actually added something as she was taking on Vulcan Gangster, bro. So yes, a 7 out of 10. But it still doesn't feel like Star Trek. It's too dark. Put some lights on, people.
I will agree with that.
I thought the ship was a little brighter this episode.
Yeah, I noticed.
They turned the hallway lights up a little bit.
Yeah, the bridge was a little brighter this time.
And we have our fill-in for Dave Bob.
Pew pew.
Hey, well, Loki, it goes like this. This is not Star Trek. This is not going to be Star Trek. I can't do the Louisiana accent. I can only do South Alabama accent. So I'm going to go ahead and be disgruntled, take a shot of my rye, and give it a 3.25. That's my score.
All right. 3.25. All right. Thank you.
Mark gives it a 9.1. Bye.
Okay.
Would have been even funnier if he would have given it a 7 out of 9. Okay, so I think they have something better. They have something better. Bringing Ro back. I mean, shit. I shed a tear when I was like, "Don't you dare!" And they did it anyway. And it's one of those.
Yeah.
You sons of bitches! I can't believe you did that. And it makes perfect sense, which is why I'm like, okay, I get it. I get what you guys are doing. She used to be a heiress. She used to be part of the Bajoran resistance. She used to be a member of the Maquis. It's almost like a calling card. This is the perfect thing to blame her for and say she was she was one of these people.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, and I get it. And so I'm not gonna be pissed at them about it. It's almost like I will allow it, but I mean they do it anyway, whether I allow it or not. But I get it. I get why they did it, and I get their reasoning. The transporter thing was all I don't trust the transporter. That's why I came over by shuttle, giving them a reason to have the shuttle in the first place and not use the transporter. That gives them a reason to have a boom on board, and goes out. It's like poetry. And I'm going to give it an extra point for that. I'm going to give it an extra point because it makes sense, and they did it. I think the writing was top notch. I don't like Raffi. There was a point when the reason why you have guards on a sword is so you don't get your fingers cut off. Okay, so that if someone doesn't just bring down their blade, all Worf had to do when she was like stick fighting with those metal Tompa sticks, all he had to do was bring his blade down and he would have sliced her fingers right off. That's why you have guards. Okay, because metal on metal, it's just gonna slide, and that's all he had to do was flip his blade up and slide down. She does not have a stabbing weapon. She has two sticks. I don't care if they're metal or not. They're still two sticks. He has a sword. You cut her fingers off, and that's it. It's over. Game over. So it's gonna lose a point because she's an arrogant little twat. But I will also agree with Arwyn. She seemed to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to sit down and shut up because I don't want to be scolded by Dad anymore. And that maybe she's learning something. If they can do that by the end of this show, they can make me say, okay, you know what? At the end of the day, at the very end, she got a little bit of redemption. That's more than I could have ever dreamed. But the fact that I'm still watching this after 4 episodes is more than I ever thought possible. When I heard from other people that this is really going to surprise you, it's not like the last 2 seasons. I did not believe it, and I said, "There's no way I'm going to watch this." And the more information I got, and the more I started to see from people that I have a great deal of respect for, say, "Listen, just listen, and don't immediately judge something before you've seen it. Give it a shot." I said, "Okay, I'm going to give it 4 episodes, but that's all I'm going to give it." And I'm still here, 5 episodes in. And I enjoyed this episode. It's probably the best episode they've given us so far. So I'm going to give it an 8.5. It's the highest rating I've given an episode yet. I can't believe I'm saying that after 4 because I really like 4, and it got an extra point because no Raffi. So I can't believe with an episode with Raffi in it, I think this episode was better.
Yeah.
They didn't just pull on your heartstrings. Okay, they didn't just pull on your heartstrings, and they didn't just feed you a member berry. They brought back a character, and they dealt with something that had never been dealt with. They closed a book on something we all wanted to know about, and they did it in a respectful way.
Yes.
Damn, maybe there's hope for Star Trek. I can't believe I just said that. All right. We're closing up shop. We're going to go around the room one last time. Tell us all where you are, what you do, what you're from, where you're from, yada, 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 where they can find you. We're going to start with Ryan Roger Athay. Shoot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this live stream. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to Loki's Mornings of Mischief. I'm sure you'll enjoy what he has to offer. You can find me at Ryan Roger Athay on YouTube and Twitter. That's where I am primarily. I'll be making a good few suggestion videos and Rising Stars videos for today. In regards to Reality Based, the next episode of Reality Based will be on the 19th of March, where we will have Joe's Atmosphere on to go through his origins and happenings as a creator at 11 p.m. UK time. but we will be having a special guest on the 20th of March at the same time, 11 p.m. UK time. The one, the only, the Fat Steven Seagal. We managed to bring in a mass bigger than Earth onto reality based, and so much the better.
If you need an extra forklift, I can always loan you one. I know it's hard as shit getting him in the studio.
I use multiple tractor beams. That's how I managed to get this planet-sized creator into reality.
Make sure you grease the doors. Lots of Crisco on the doors. 24/7 Fusion Media. Tell everybody where you are, where you're from, where you're going, and where they can find you.
Appreciate that, man. You can catch me on 24/7 Fusion Media. Matter of fact, I'll be dropping videos. I, did a live stream yesterday in case you guys want to check that. Loki came by, stopped by, and bless the channel. Appreciate you and everybody else that came by. I'll be doing live streams throughout the weekend and dropping videos, and just trying to pick up my watch time and trying to execute it as best as I can. But just want to thank y'all for having me. Loved being here. It was a pretty good episode, and I'm looking forward to next Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, brother. We going on tonight?
Yes, we should be on tonight.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah, man. So, hey, catch us tonight, 10 p.m. Central, here on Loki's Mornings of Mischief. We'll be doing the late show, so it'll be awesome. Guys, come by and check it out.
Hashtag blame Raffy.
That's right.
Rambling Canuck, the rambling man from History with R&R. How you doing, brother? Where you going? What you doing? How you getting there?
Well, we Rambling Canuck had a video drop 38 minutes ago. Yeah, 38 minutes ago. Another Fortnite extravaganza with Mark, Mary, and myself and Castle. Raising hell as usual. And tomorrow will be karaoke, and then that's my schedule for the next couple of days.
All right. The lady, Arwyn Avalon, ladies and gentlemen. She loves Hooters, tits up, box wine, crazy straws, owls, forks, driving through gas stations. Tell everybody where you are, what you're going, what you're doing. Oh my God, I said what you're going.
What I'm going?
Yeah, what y'all going? Oh my God, it's spreading.
Super rash. Y'all can find me on my channel and on my Twitter, both Arwyn Avalon. You can also find me usually streaming with Backtube. And on here on Friday mornings, and I'm around. So goodbye and say hey.
All right, guys, we will be back later tonight for the Late Show with Mexican Iron Man. Until then, be safe, be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter, and thank you guys so much for being here. Take care, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Take her easy, folks.
Still waving in the back, in the green room. He's still waving.
These videos are tremendous.
He hasn't stopped. He's still going.
And subscribe.
I don't know when he's going to stop. He's still waving.
Bell.
Bye, y'all. Come on back now.